My dad, 56M, says he and his girlfriend of 2 months are a package deal at my mom's funeral. My 26F mom was in the process of divorcing my dad when she died. She was battling an aggressive cancer for a year and a half. 6 months into the ordeal, my dad had a blow up during his birthday, telling her he could not believe she couldn't put on a happy face for just one day. He quickly moved out of the house and rented a place where he took his business trips. My mom was in denial until somebody close to her told her they saw my dad firsthand out and about kissing another woman. She filed for divorce 1 month before her death and my dad went public with his new girlfriend, 27F. After she died, my dad came to the house with a family friend and made a huge scene, crying and saying they had a good marriage and family. As the husband of the deceased, most people expected him to plan the funeral, but conversations with him usually turned to preparing the house for sale and dealing with the estate that he expects to get as the husband. He and his girlfriend moved into the house and finally he said that me and my mom were the event planners in the family, so it would be better in my hands and he gives me full right to do as I think best. He also said he wanted no events at their place because his girlfriend is a germaphobe about where she lives. I ended up doing all the work with my grandma, aunt, and my mom's best friend. When I sent him the formal notification about when and where we would be holding the memorial, he asked why there wasn't one addressed to his girlfriend and then showed me screenshots of chats where both he and his girlfriend were criticized. All the people who put love into my mom's funeral think it's inappropriate for the man my mom loved for her whole life to be sitting next to a new girlfriend. In addition, my dad and his girlfriend are nicknamed Couple Club Molly by everybody in our circle under 40 because of how much PDA they show whenever they are out together. Her always sitting on his lap, making out, keeping their hands at inappropriate places. When I tried to gauge if my dad would consider tapering off the touching and rubbing up against each other, sharing a seat they've been known to do, he denies remembering one time they've even kissed in public and says that he can't help but think I want to dictate how he grieves and that you can't expect someone who's been cruelly starved for like 2 years to accept that state of affairs. He says invite both of us or I assume you're not inviting me. My dad never used to be like this. He used to be very affectionate and gregarious, but now everything that's so charming about him is worse than glib. My main concern is my grandma, who has been suffering heart palpitations since we lost my mom, and the stress of dealing with drama or reminders of my dad cheating is too much for her. Should I leave the ball in my dad's court and let him decide what he wants to do, or should I bite the bullet and formally invite his girlfriend? I have spent nearly all of my own money on this funeral and my dad contributed a total of $100. It very much sounds like he wants to play the part of the grieving husband while also showing off a young girlfriend. He's being very immature and selfish. Don't invite her, not sure why she'd even want to be there considering the circumstances. And be prepared to deal with things if he decides to show up with her. You should have some sort of contingency plan for that. Yeah, your dad sounds like a real piece of shit. Sorry, don't invite his girlfriend or your dad. I wouldn't invite him. Someone who so blatantly disrespects your mother shouldn't be invited. He is going to make her funeral about him and his new girlfriend. I wouldn't invite her if it were me, and it's your dad's decision if he wants to attend or not. People can form their own opinion about the situation. She isn't a friend or family member. This is just the beginning of him imposing her on everyone. I'd set boundaries now. Hell, I'd be hiring security to stop her at the door if she tries to attend. Do not invite his new girlfriend to your mum's funeral. My partner of 3 years came out as NB and I'm not into that. What to do? I am female, and my boyfriend of 3 years now identifies as non-binary. What should I do in this situation? I have nothing against non-binary people. I am largely involved in LGBTQ community despite not being queer myself. My partner began experimenting with dressing up in skirts and want to change their name to something feminine. I am not attracted to females, or masculine looking people in skirts. I feel like I'm just not attracted to this person anymore, but they still are very much into me. I feel horrible and shallow that I don't feel the same way just because they changed changed their identity. But I went into this relationship thinking I was dating a cishet man. I don't know what to do. I just feel really guilty and I don't want to hurt their feelings or have them think I'm phobic, when in reality, it's just not my dating preference. We are currently living together, which makes this dilemma even tougher. PLS help. It not being your preference doesn't make you phobic, and don't let anyone tell you differently. Break up, don't force yourself, go be in a loveless relationship. Just make sure you have a moving out plan, cause you two definitely cannot live together anymore. You should break up. As a non-binary person myself, there is nothing more to it. Op's partner has a right to self-identification and so does Op. Not everyone's sexuality includes non-binary people or gender non-conformity. Either of them is wrong, just incompatible. I feel there are certain expectations when entering a committed relationship, sexuality being one of those things. I think you should part ways. I agree. MNB, my boyfriend is cis. Our situation is much different than Op's. However, Op, you aren't being phobic. You aren't attracted to feminine people. That's okay. You love them and it's gonna hurt. You'll feel guilty but you have no reason to. Your partner changed their style and might be looking to socially/medically transition. It's totally okay to not being attracted to someone because of a 180 in gender identity. Like I said, it will hurt. You aren't attracted to them, though. You can't fake that. It will end up more harmful than if you break it off now. After you break it off, you can still support them as a friend, if both of you are in a position to do so. It's a sucky situation. Good luck. It's okay to feel exclusively attracted to mask people. It's also okay to want to be attracted to your romantic partner. Would tell them how much you still love and support them, and how proud you are that they are choosing to honor and explore their identity, but that you want to end your romantic relationship. Why do you feel horrible? You love and support this person, but they have to understand that love and sexual attraction are separate matters. And it's not about gradual loss of interest as well, since they have gone outside of the boundary of what kind of person you're sexually attracted to. It is a fair parallel to say, a cishet couple that had one of the individuals reveal they are actually trans-bi. Surely you can't expect the cishet to change their sexual attraction, even though their partner still finds them sexually attractive. I think a talk would be the most appropriate here, and I wonder if acceptance of their being NB is more important to them than you staying sexually attracted to them. It is a sensitive subject, as you have said, so take care in addressing the subjects properly, and good luck. My 30F, so-called best friend, 30F, set me up. My best friend is getting married this year. We were supposed to meet up last Saturday to start planning the wedding. When I got to her place, she told me she needed to quickly go run an errand and asked me if I could start looking through the potential bridesmaid dresses she had bookmarked. Almost as soon as she left, someone came into her apartment. Thought it was my friend, but it was my husband. We're divorcing and I've been doing everything in my power to avoid him for the last year and a half. As soon as I saw him, I got up to leave. He stopped me before I could and told me that I couldn't keep running away from him forever and that he would see me soon for a much needed chat. 2 hours after I left, my best friend started blowing up my phone asking me if I was okay and wanting to know why I left. I ignored her because I was so angry and I needed time to calm down and think. She ended up coming over on Sunday. I actually almost forgave her, but something in the back of my brain was nagging at me to ask her if she had given him my address. She did. I was angry all over again, so I kicked her out. I haven't spoken to her since, but she's been texting me non-stop. She also told all of our other friends and they've been trying to get me to talk to her. We'll eventually have to talk to her because she's marrying my cousin. I need someone calmer to help me figure out how to handle this situation. Too long didn't read. My best friend invited me over to help plan her wedding. She left as soon as I got there to run an errand. While she was gone, my husband, who I'm divorcing and have been avoiding for a year and a half, came into her apartment. I left, but when she came over to apologize, I found out she had also given him my address. With friends like this, who needs enemies? You're completely justified in your anger here. Your friend is trampling your boundaries. She has some reason that she thinks is valid to do so, but the fact remains, she's acting against your will. I would recommend going no contact for a time, a few weeks, a few months, depends on how angry you are. When you can discuss it with her calmly, do so, and explain how much of a betrayal her actions were. I hope that this works out well for you. You don't have to talk to or see her again, you don't have to go to the wedding. In fact, your cousin may reconsider after finding out what she did. No, you don't have to talk to her. Tell your cousin why you aren't talking to her. Tell your parents. Tell your grandparents. If anyone tries to guilt you into, they can go fuck themselves. I have no words. Who the fig does she think she is? She's not your friend, she's your ex's accomplice. Neither she nor your ex have anything approaching good character, and you should North Carolina both of them. I'm very sorry that you had to experience this level of betrayal. Incidentally, your ex sounds like a world-class asshole. She's not your friend, she's your ex's accomplice. Perfectly expressed.